Nicole Breen is an average teenage girl. She goes to school, hangs out with friends, even attends dance classes at her local civic center. What most people may not know is she has a truly amazing story to tell. I take you back to the year 2000. Nicole, just ending her school year as a first grader, has the whole summer to look forward to. But neither she or anyone else predicted the life-changing events that were about to unfold.
Well, I went to New York after school got out because I was at St. Catherine's at the time. And we were driving down to New York to see my grandmother with me and my brother and my mom. And the second night I was there, I was going up the stairs to go to bed, and I couldn't get up the stairs. Like, my legs walking up, I had to like clench them, and I was in so much pain. So they thought that was really weird because I was fine like the days before, you know. So it all just like built up, and they thought that it was really weird, like my grandmother and my mom. So we went to the West Nyack emergency room hospital. I actually couldn't move my legs the next day, and they diagnosed me with not a disease yet, but they diagnosed me with being paralyzed in my feet all the way up to my knees that day. And they wanted me to stay because this wasn't really normal. So the next day I woke up and I was paralyzed from my knees all the way to my waist. And before you knew it, I was paralyzed from the neck down. I couldn't move my hands, my arms, anything. I couldn't like move my head.
After doctors diagnosed Nicole with Guillain-Barré syndrome, an autoimmune disease affecting the nervous system, they transported her back to a hospital in Massachusetts, where, slowly, her condition started to get better.
They put me through different physical tests. Like, I just started getting like, every day it was such a success when I could go like this, a little higher, and like to squeeze like Play-Doh was just like, you take everything for granted. And when I could squeeze Play-Doh that day, it was just like I got like my nerves back. So
after 3 months in the hospital and weeks of physical therapy, the day finally came for Nicole to head home.
It was just the best day. I remember driving off, and all like my doctors and nurses were all waving to me, and they told me how much they were going to miss me. And I actually met a lot of friends in the recovery hospital, and I mean, it was sad, but I was so happy to be home. I mean, being a 7-year-old girl, being away from my family, sleeping in my own bed, it was just amazing. I was so happy.
Little Nicole Breen went through a truly terrifying ordeal, and the worst was now behind her, but her courageous story is far from done. Her story continues when the program director of her recovery hospital asked Nicole if she would like to sing the national anthem at an upcoming fundraiser.
I was singing the national anthem before the fundraiser road race for the hospital, and I was the most excited girl in the world. I thought I was so famous. I thought I was like amazing. And my family was so proud when I was singing it.
From there, Nicole continued performing at fundraisers, singing for hospital patients and average Joes alike, inspiring all with her lively spirit and amazing recovery.
One of my favorites was actually the retired Bruins players were playing against sponsoring Microsoft players that were sponsoring the hospital. I was so excited because my brother played hockey, my dad loved hockey. I'm like, oh, this is something we can all love. We all went. I was in my Bruins shirt. On the back it says N Breen, number 15. I remember going on the ice, and I was like, this is what it's like to sing at a game. It was huge. There were so many people there, and it was amazing. I mean, being told that you're never going to be able to walk again is something that you don't really process. It's something that not many 7-year-old girls have to hear. That day, finding out that I was not going to have to be in a wheelchair the rest of my life was the best feeling in the world. Like, I don't know how many people can say that they've had that feeling before, but it's amazing. And I think it's affected me because before it happened, I was a dancer, and I've been dancing since I was 2, and I think not being able to go back to cheerleading and dance for me, I don't think I'd be the same person. And people look at me and they're like, that happened to you? Like, that's not possible. But like, it is possible, you know? You don't know what you have coming. You can't take anything for granted.
And with that, our segment comes to an end. Goodbye.